Today we are talking about giving yourself permission even when you don't have confirmation, full confirmation or verbal confirmation. I was talking to a friend of mine, Jade. Shout out to Jade. She gave me this gem of information. First off, I just want to start by saying that there's this thing out there in the world that says the world does not owe you anything. No one owes you anything. I want to counter argue that and say that if we are in each other's lives and we're taking up space in each other's lives, we owe each other respect, love, sincerity, trust, and kindness. We are always owed those things. And the bare minimum is not a luxury. I think the world kind of misconstrues the meaning of being owed certain things and being deserving of, and it being a necessity. If we're in each other's lives and I'm taking up space and I have access in your life, then I owe it to you to take care of you in the best way possible. We should not be people in each other's lives that we have to heal from. When I show up in someone's life, my goal is to help them heal, not be something that they have to work through after. So we do owe each other kindness, decency, respect, love, and sincerity, especially if we have access. If I have access in your life, I should be taking care of that space. Point blank, period. And on to that, my friend Jade, she said something amazing. A lot of us, we've gone through life where we were not sure of how someone may have felt about us. People, places, or things. It could have been friends of ours, family of ours, relationship, business partnerships, where we're just not sure if this person really has our best interests at heart because they haven't said it. They have not verbally stated, hey, I don't really vibe with you, or hey, I don't really care too much about you, or I don't have your best interests at heart. While they haven't said it, our feelings or our process or our experience with them has felt unclear or a little haphazard. But being that we didn't get the verbal confirmation, we are still not sure of how the person feels about us. The fact of the matter is this. People will show you how they feel about you before they tell you. And what Jade said is that people will not verbally confirm how they feel about you all the time because it will upset their world. In other words, if I tell you that I don't like you, I don't have your best interests at heart, but I'm taking up space in your life consistently, and for some reason I'm present at different times, not consistently, but I'm present in your life, but I don't have your best interests at heart, that upsets my world, because now there's a light of honesty that shines on my intentions and who I am at my core and how I feel about you. So I won't tell you how I feel about you. But the great thing about actions, the great thing about patterns, the great thing about consistency, even in inconsistency, is I will tell you exactly what I think about you. Love. That's the thing about anything really when it comes to relationships, is understanding, one, because you have a good heart does not mean you should endure more. Actually, because you have a good heart, you should be more selective about the things you put yourself through. That's how that works. Okay? True love of any kind is changed behavior. If at any point in time you tell someone that what they're doing to you, not who they are as a person, but what they're doing to you is affecting you in a negative way, and they run, or you're afraid that they're going to run when you tell them that you don't enjoy being mistreated by them, or you don't feel supported by them, if they run, that's the goal. The goal is to be who you are authentically and see who shows up. Because those are the people that value you for you. Those are the people that want to be present. Okay? Understand that self-love and self-betrayal. So self-love isn't about always doing the things of like getting a haircut or doing the things that, make you feel good. Those are important. But self-love is also those hard things that we resist. Sometimes we stay in relationships that we shouldn't be staying in. Sometimes we refuse to have conversations just to keep the peace. We're abandoning our younger selves because what we're saying is that, hey, you could withstand this a little bit longer. It's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal if your peace is disturbed. It is a big deal if you're in the space of people that are not taking care of you or have your best interests at heart. So it's important to understand that even if you don't get the verbal confirmation that you think you need to have permission to feel the way that you do, It's there. And it's up to you to give your younger self permission to feel how they need to. And if the party is not rocking properly and you don't feel good, you don't feel invited in this party, be that parent that tells their kid, hey, get your stuff, let's go. We're not welcome here. Get your stuff, we're going. We're going to go somewhere better, even if that's home. Okay? When we show up for people that are absent for us, what we are saying is that this person is more important, despite how they treat me, this person is more important to me than I am to myself. And you're telling yourself that subconsciously. And you'll keep repeating those cycles. And you'll keep finding reasons to stay around and stick around, even though you are not really getting anything. And even the bare minimum, you don't feel like you deserve to ask for. Whenever respect, whenever love, whenever care, trust, and sincerity feels like you're asking too much, then you have to weigh that relationship and understand that there's a hole in it somewhere. And giving of yourself and constantly pouring in to an empty vessel with a hole in it doesn't fill anyone up. Definitely doesn't fill you up. So take care of your heart and learn that you may not always get verbal confirmation for what you viscerally feel. You may not always get verbal confirmation from the people that are mistreating you. But their actions will tell you. Their patterns will tell you. And sometimes they may even slip up and say it. But it's up to you before anything else to give yourself permission to feel what you need to feel, but also give yourself permission to walk away when it's necessary. All right? Self-love requires us listening to our younger selves. Self-love requires us to be a little bit more in tune with our gut feelings and our intuition. And that means when things don't feel right, or even if they feel well, lean into that. You know? Sometimes things do feel well, but it's scary because it's unfamiliar if you're used to not being in that situation where things do feel great. Lean into that too. You know, there's a good side to your younger self because kids are very honest and they're very pure, right? And we are all children. We were all children at one point. All we did was get older. But there's still parts of us that are very childlike. And you have to lean into that because those are the parts that are the most delicate and that need your care. You have to be that kind of parent to yourself in the sense of like, hey, how do you feel? How do you feel about this situation? How do you feel about this person? You don't feel okay? All right, let's process that. And on top of that, understand that anytime you have access in someone's life, constant access, and you are not taking care of them to the best of your ability, ask yourself, why? Why are you showing up? Because if it's to just take, then you shouldn't be there, okay? And on the receiving end, understand because you have a good heart does not mean that everybody deserves access to it. Because you have a good heart means that you have to take care of it. So the people that are willing to take care of you can be loved properly by you, okay? Don't be the reason someone has to heal. Simple. So while the world says we don't owe each other anything, if you're in someone's personal world, you owe them kindness, decency, respect, and love, especially if you keep showing up and especially if it's a space that you find comfort in. Take care of that space. That's how we take care of each other. And tune into your younger self because you know more than you think. You're just waiting for confirmation and you're waiting for permission. Give yourself permission. Don't wait for the person that's mistreating you to give you permission to feel upset about how they're treating you. Take that into your own hands. That's your job. All right? I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you take care of yourselves so you can better take care of each other. And more than anything, I hope you drink water. All right? Love you. Take flight.